What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Chances are that if you're here, you are like us and you like to race. So with the help of our partner at MassiveSpeedSystem.com, we're going to get one of you guys to come race one of these cars with us at 10,000 subscribers. So all you need to do is be 18, be able to get yourself to the track in Wisconsin, and comment down below, "I'm in," and that will let us know who to put on the list. Tell all your friends, and you might just be out with us racing one of these cars. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on the budget race car once again. The man Carl himself from Massive Speed came over to help. So he's banging out some stuff in the engine bay. This is all kind of stuff that you have to sort out depending on what car. We deleted the heater core, so he's basically making a loop between the two heater cores hoses. We'll have to remove the AC, get the radiator back in and all that happy fun stuff. So he's gonna be jamming away on the engine bay, and I'm gonna continue on the roll cage in there. We still have quite a bit of progress to make on that, so we're just gonna be banging this stuff out. Alright, so as you can see, we got the first door bar in the top here, just tacked in for now. Comes out pretty much almost right to the body line there, so we have plenty of room inside. We got the bottom door bar all bent and tacked in. Carl's out here smashing stuff. He's working on brakes and ball joints and struts and all kinds of.
Normally you don't whack the head of a ball joint because then you wreck it, but this one's fucked anyway, so.
Out it goes.
But this one's no good anyway.
Yeah, so still working on some stuff. He got the coolant hose all routed in there. We eliminated the air conditioning compressor. I managed to have a belt in stock for the alternator, so now that's just running a straight belt there. And yeah, we're gonna work on the door bars over here, continue that. The reason I ran it out further back here was because that's pretty much where I'll be sitting, like the shoulder of the seat will kind of be there, so it should give us the most room that we can have. So making a little progress and just keep getting stuff done. All right, we got the driver's door bars all tacked in. Probably need to add one or two more braces in there, but you can see it sticks out into the doorway pretty far there. Carl's been jamming out over here. We got the new brakes on, got the new ball joints and new strut in. He's working on the other side currently. So yeah, just moving along with this. Still got to put the radiator in, make a bash bar, a bunch of other stuff. So just getting after it. All right, guys. Well, 2:15 in the morning, and just been out here by myself. It's another day. Got the vertical support bars done for the driver's door there. We got the rear base plates made with the crossbar and the kickers in. They're just kind of sitting in there for now. Gotta weld them still, but again, like I was saying before, now that you can actually kind of see it, this setup won't pass tack at like some road course racing stuff. For circle track, I really don't think anybody cares. Normally the kicker bars that come from the B-hoop are supposed to attach to either the strut tower or the floor, and then the crossbar attaches to them. You know, if we win, they're gonna take the car, so I just decided to do it simple as possible and just make it, that way. So I really don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. We're going to have plenty of bars in this cage. So it is what it is, but I think it'll be alright for what we're doing. Yeah, so we still got to do the crossbar for the dash and the windshield, and the horizontal from above the driver's head down to the floor here, and then the passenger door bar, and should be done. But yeah, well, and then the seat mount and all that, but that'll come later. Just getting as much done as I can while I have the time. When you work at 2 in the morning, nobody's bothering you with messages or calling you for stupid stuff, so you can actually get a lot of work done. So, but yeah, I'm just going to keep plugging along and give you guys some updates as we go. you know, not having other people here is kind of hard to film stuff too on your own, so I apologize for that. Got the dash bar in, got the windshield bar in, the crossbar for the B-hoop, got all that done. That's some pretty good fitment, kind of proud of that. And got kind of lucky on the steering column. Got this bar, I'm going to be able to bolt it to the stock bolts there and on the bottom, and then weld it right to that. So basically I just took the stock dash bar and I cut that bracket right off of it, and it ended up fitting perfectly right under there, so I should even be able to just weld it right to the dash bar. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, just getting this cage stuff done. After the steering column gets mounted, it'll probably be time to do the seat bracket, which is always fun. So we got the Sparco side mounts here that we have to build a little structure on the floor, probably with 1-inch tubing or square tubing. But yeah, just getting stuff done. It's like 1 in the morning again next night, so just putting in the late hours here and trying to get this thing done. We got a deadline coming up with this race. All right, it is another new day. We are picking up where we left off. We got the steering column bolted in on the top and then tack welded there. So that should be good. It was kind of nice being able to just use a factory bracket. And it is finally nice outside. We finally touched 50 degrees. He's having a good time. Finally being able to be outside, not all shitty snowy. So got about a week left to get this done now. And I'm actually heading to Southern California to do some driver coaching. So we're gonna try to bang out a bunch of stuff today. I think next thing on the list is to do the seat bracket, and once we get the seat mounted in there, we'll be able to finalize our height here for the harness bar. You always want to have the harness bar as level as possible with the top of your shoulders. Most rules say plus or minus 10 degrees, but just try to get it as even as possible. If you have it too low, when you get in an accident and move forward, the belts can actually compress your spine while your helmet tries to rip your head off the other way. So not very pleasant. So always make sure that you save this bar, the harness bar here, you know, until after you get the seat mounted, so you know exactly where your shoulders are going to be. So once that's done, we can get the harness bar across there. I always leave the passenger door bar till last, just because we get in and out a lot easier without that there. Well, the seat wants to occupy the same space as the factory seat brackets here. So what we do is we have one of these spot weld bits, and basically we'll just drill out all the spot welds here. I ran the cutoff wheel along the bottom there, and then once you have all the spot welds drilled, kind of pop them and remove the bracket. So that's the easiest way to do those. So now that we have enough space to run a tube, we have some 1-inch tube we're going to run down and then across the car in the front and the back, and then we'll mount the seat to that. Alright, so a little update. We got the rear seat bar in there. We got it welded to the cage. You always want to do the seat mounts to the cage, so you move with the cage if you get in a bad enough accident. You don't want to be attached to the body and have the cage move in on you, so this way you go with the cage if anything happens. But making some progress in the engine bay too. Got the radiator back in. And one of the problems that we had before with the old car was it was overheating all the time. We had a different engine, different thermostat, different water pump, radiator. We pretty much had different everything in that car in several different races, and it would always overheat. Only thing that I could come up with that the actual reason was, it was an automatic as well, just like this car, was the auto trans cooler was in the radiator, so the transmission was overheating the water in the radiator. So In this car we added this extra external transmission cooler. It's actually from a different car, but should work out. It's pretty wide, pretty big one. So we're hoping that that will keep the water temps down in this car in the last race. As you saw at the halfway point, we were running hot, so we took the hood completely off. Hopefully we won't have to deal with any of that this time. We got the air intake back on, and we're addressing one of the issues right now that actually cost us a few $100 and a race. The screw for the rotor in the distributor here goes right back in here, is notorious for falling off on Hondas, and it was one of the things that for whatever reason I just never bothered to check in the last car. So this time around we're going to do it preventatively, and we're going to Loctite that little screw and put it back in, and that way we won't have any problems with that coming off again, hopefully, as long as the Loctite works. But if you're running a Honda, that is definitely something that you're going to want to do just to be on top of it before it costs you a bunch of money in a race. So we're going to get that Loctited now. We got the other side suspension all back together, got the new brakes on, all that's looking good. So we're just jamming away in this thing. So got to finish the front crossbar for the seat mount, and then the actual bars that we'll mount the seat to on the floor. And then we can get the seat in. We can put the harness bar in, passenger door bar, and all that stuff will be pretty much done. We have been plugging along here. We got all the seat bracket stuff done. Got some mounts for the eyelets there for the harness. Got the harness bar in. And yeah, got the hood back on. Dad's over here working on the hood pins at the moment. So we gotta still do this bash bar up here in front. But coming along, getting stuff done. Got the fenders back on. We got the doors over here. Well, yeah, they're there. Got the doors over here all skinned out. So took some weight out of there. So he's got these hood pins going. Getting there. Still got a little bit of time. Oh yeah, we got the roof patched up here too. So Dad knocked that out. Just knocking things off the list. We still got a bunch of stuff on the checklist there that isn't crossed off. So just keep plugging along and start painting this cage eventually. Once this door bar is done over here, that's the last thing I got to do. I'm going to start on that next. But yeah, turned out pretty decent. Got the seat over here, get that all bolted in, get the belts in, and finish up with the suspension there and the bodywork, and then we should be able to take it for a little spin around the neighborhood, make sure everything's working good, and see what we have to do from there. Finishing up some more stuff here. Dad's getting some paint on the cage right now. The last time the cage got pretty rusty in that other car, so gonna get some paint on it this time. Doing the bash bar up front here. Still got to do some supports from the top down. Give it a little more strength. You know, if you have like a Saturday night car, you probably don't need one of these things, but in the Enduros, we actually, if you watched all the $1,000 race car series before, we actually had a car come up on top of the hood, and it smashed the top of the radiator down and broke the post off the top of the radiator. So that was like you know, $300-400 day ruined by a car going up on the hood. So we learned that day for Enduros, you definitely want a bash bar. So we're going to add those other couple supports on that. All the cage stuff is done. The passenger door bars are done, so we're just getting some paint on it. We got some of the cage painted. We got the bash bar in the front painted. Just trying to avoid some rust on here. We got that all finished up, braced up, painted. So hopefully our radiator will be nice and protected. We got that all buttoned up with the bash bar. We got to get some wheels on it. We got the door back on here. So it's starting to look like a car. But we still got to finish some of the electronics in there. We got to get the cluster back in, the ECU, TCU. Dad's rolling in with a new radiator hose. Our upper one over here was kind of iffy at best, so we're gonna get a new radiator hose on. But yeah, it's looking like a race car now, so we are just gonna keep working at this thing, getting the bumpers on, the rest of the body work, and then we'll start painting it.